We'd like to thank Crop King Seeds, by the way, for helping us be here today, for Weeds, Glass and Gifts, for Thompson Caribou Extracts, for Beard Brothers Concentrates, and for smoking and pure smoke and hemping papers. And if anybody wants any rolling papers, they're free. You can come up and get some for yourself, take them home to your friends. They're free. So come and get some papers. We're here because we're protesting bad laws, and we've really been oppressed again today here. We won this thing, at least that's what we thought. We elected a majority government on a platform of legalizing recreational cannabis, and yet the VPD still cracked down on us today, wouldn't let us have our event the way that we wanted it. They didn't want any tents put up here. We won that one. We were also hijacked by World Cannabis that took over our event on the front stairs, so we ended up over here. But we've got a bunch of speakers for you today. We got Jody Emery, John Conroy, a whole bunch of really good speakers. We got lots of music, as you've been hearing. And come and hang around with us. We got a bunch of giveaways coming as well. At 4:20 we got the regular joint toss. And we're going to talk about what's going on in Canada, what's going on in Vancouver with these bad laws and the oppression of our community here. We're very discriminated against. They're still arresting people for cannabis. That is so ridiculous. Back in the early part of the century, people were told that cannabis made people violent and insane and that it had to be prohibited to protect the children and the communities. And it turns out that they were talking about alcohol. They got it wrong there. But cannabis doesn't harm anybody. It doesn't cause you to be violent or insane. In fact, it's a benefit to just about everybody who uses it. It's really hard to abuse cannabis. It's impossible to overdose and die on it. If you're not used to cannabis and you get some of the more powerful extracts, you can green out, which means you might pass out, you might fall down, you might puke a bit. You should be really careful with the extracts. We want people to know that. But cannabis is not dangerous like most of the other substances that are out there and used by people for these types of purposes, like alcohol. And one of the things we're protesting today are the regulations by the City of Vancouver with respect to the medical cannabis dispensaries. There was 150 medical cannabis dispensaries in Vancouver a couple months ago, but the city decided that they were going to impose regulations that actually shut most of them down, and they're trying to shut 90% of them down. There's no reason for these regulations. Regulations happen when there's problems in society and the government steps in and puts in regulations to try to protect society from those problems. There was no problems with the medical cannabis dispensaries, yet still they imposed regulations that are so much more harsh than the ones that they have for the recreational alcohol dispensaries. We have recreational alcohol dispensaries all over this city. They're clustered in groups, they're side by side, they're close to schools. They don't have any of the restrictions on them that the medical cannabis dispensaries do, and that's just completely outrageous. So we're here to protest that. We're also here to protest the federal government that we elected into power because they said they were going to stop arresting people for cannabis and allow Canadians to have the freedom that they deserve to consume this natural medicinal herb. Yet here we are, they're still arresting people. They've arrested probably 35 or 40,000 people since they were elected. And they're continuing on until next spring, apparently, arresting people. So we're really upset about that. We're here to talk about that today. We've got a lot of good speakers that are going to say things about that. So join us, come and hang around our tent here, and we'll educate you and we'll entertain you and we'll give you a lot of good things in the process. So get on social media, tell your friends that this is happening, and come on down and join us. Big thanks to our volunteers too. They helped to get all this stuff organized today. And they're all wearing the red shirts, and they'll help keep you safe and going in the right direction and help you out if you see them as well. So big thanks to them. Big thanks to the Holy Rollers. That's that group that rolls joints for us for these events. And we've got pounds and pounds of cannabis rolled up into joints. We're going to be giving those away during the course of the day, most of them at 4:20. So come on, call your friends. Thanks for coming down. Let's have a great day today at Cannabis Day.